says traveling in Europe this month. Why is that? Got cap.
You should have a copy of the proposed contract with Engineering Solutions out of Huntsville. They're mechanical engineers. Mr. Kimmer has reviewed the document. I'm asking you to consider entering into a contract with them to spec out the HVAC system for replacement in the pool area. And you've got an estimated project cost in there that is considerably higher than what they have told us, but they wanted to make sure they quoted something high. The lead time on a unit this size is could be up to 3 months, so that's why I want to go ahead and get the contract in front of you. And this would just be part of, if you approve it, the construction money for the pool.
And this is a fee-based contract, correct?
Yes, sir.
So if I work off the estimated project cost, the engineering piece is about $34,000.
Yeah, and there's a cap. It's directly tied to that.
And this is for only the HVAC room.
Yes, sir.
Any discussion?
Is this coming out of the bond issue or how are we going to?
Yeah, it's part of the package.
If it costs $450,000 and we have $500,000 left, what about the rest of the project?
Well, in our discussions, they have estimated, and we don't know that we get a quote to put it out for bid for the unit, once they spec it out to see what's required, but they're estimating $350,000 about the cost of the unit. But they upped it just to make sure they were on the high side. But
If it's not an actual, if it's not even close, why are we even bothering?
It's not even
Well, it
close.
says $350,000 to $450,000. It's $100,000 difference.
Yes, sir. Well, you can't, until we hire an engineering group to spec it out, we'll never be able to quote.
This is just
Put it out for bid.
allows us to hire them.
Yes, sir.
Having a number.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Until we can get an engineering to come in and do the things that they do to decide what they need to do to spec out for bid, this is what this contract's for. It doesn't bind us to buying a unit or anything.
But the existing unit is end of life.
It's been out of service for multiple years. It's scrapped.
We'll set this for next week's agenda. Next, we've got discuss a resolution to award bid for a dozer for the sanitation department. Andy, you want to tell us about this?
We've asked for a used machine. We feel that's within our budget that we have. A newer machine is $350,000, and we don't have that kind of money. But we've got asked to bids on a low-hour machine, and it come in around. I think you probably got a copy of what it came in as, and we'd like to request that the council approve this.
Mr. Smith?
No, sir.
We will be trading in, if the council approves, a 1996 model dozer that's been in the landfill for almost 22 years.
Mr. Williams,
Yes, sir.
where would this come out of? We certainly don't have this surplus in place.
Mr. Bluzin and I discussed that he has a fund that has been put aside several years ago that, for capital improvement replacement, and we would take it out of that.
Okay, thank you. We'll set this for next week. Okay. Number 6 is discuss resolution of surplus fire department property. What do you want to tell us about this?
Yes, sir. What we have is a ice machine that's no longer in operation, no longer operable. It's a 2003, I think you got the details there. Hadn't worked in a couple of years. We've got several people to look at it, and basically it's not worth fixing what it's going to take to fix it. So we're not using it, just like to get it off the inventory list and declare surplus and throw it out and dispose of it.
Okay. We'll put that on next week's agenda.
Thank you.
Next, you want to tell us about the fire department grant and budget amendment request?
Yes, sir. I got official notification on Friday that we've been awarded assistance to firefighters grant for fiscal year 16, which was last year. This will replace all our breathing air pipes, or SCBAs they're called. And this was something that we were staring at facing in the next couple of years anyway, just because of the age of our existing units. So $224,640 is the awarded amount of the project, and that comes with a 5% local match. So the required match would be $10,697. And I would like to request that if you have any there at all, we do a budget amendment on that to meet that local portion.
So for $10,697, we're getting $224,000 plus and equipment.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Gene, you want to tell us how much grant dollars you've been able to acquire?
I'd have to do the math again. In the last 3 years, it's right at $507,000 that we've gotten through this program. We've gotten a few little things here and there for 10 or 1,000, 1,500, but through this program, a little over $500,000.
How many airbags will this buy?
This will buy 36 airplanes.
I think they need to know that, yeah.
I'll put this on next week's agenda, and I appreciate your work.
I appreciate it. Just so you know, I figure, and I think you may have this, I really don't think this will actually start getting POs or anything on this matching funds until probably September. It's going to take us a while to go through the process and the bid.
But if possible, it could even roll into next fiscal year.
I hope we don't wait.
No, I understand.
It is possible.
It is a possibility.
If we can get an amendment, we'll get it done this year.
If the grant money's turned loose.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Next, we have discussed alternative sentence coordinator job description and program. Ms. Griner.
Thank you. First, let me say that I think citizens look to the courts, and particularly on the criminal realm, to ensure public safety, but also to bring about accountability. And for a judge, the accountability issue is one of the hardest jobs that I or any other judge has, because we have to treat every individual differently. You can't just put people in a confined, everybody doesn't fit in the same hole or in the same box with regard to accountability. One of the issues that we have is collecting fines and court costs. And oftentimes the excuse is this: I don't have the money. I don't have any way of getting money to take care of it. Well, the courts have ruled that as a judge, I can't just place people in jail if they're not paid. I can't do that. So how do we hold people accountable for fines and court costs and accountable for their actions, we have to get outside the box. And that's what we're going to attempt to do with this program if y'all endorse the program. We want to hire what we call a municipal court alternative sentence coordinator. Now, what is that person going to do? That person is going to work with these people individually, do a needs assessment on each one, and determine what skills they have, what skills they need, what their ability to pay is. And we're going to propose that we do this without charging defendants a fee. That has been an issue in the past with courts all across the nation, with people paying either an additional court cost or a cost to an independent contractor to collect fines and court costs. What we propose to do basically is this. If a person is ordered to pay fines and court costs, they do not have the ability to pay, then we will have an inventory of nonprofit projects and projects within the city that these people can work, and we will give them, we'll figure out of the air, $10 an hour to be applied toward what they owe in the way of fines and court costs. Their needs within the city, street department, sanitation, Goose Pond, there's various departments in the city that these people could be directed to and given the opportunity to work off their fines and court costs, and the city benefits from it. The city benefits because of their labor. But that's not the only aspect of the program as we envision it. We've got to try to make these people more accountable in their homes and more accountable in their communities by bettering themselves. Oftentimes, these folks never finished high school. They have not had the gumption to pursue getting a GED. We propose in this program that we would give them credit toward their fines and court costs for every hour that they participate in a program to educate or train themselves to do better, so long as they are making sufficient progress. Now, I have talked with the Impact Learning Center, and they are very much on board in working with us in getting classes established not only for a GED, but for life skills such as how to do a family budget, how to present yourself to a potential employer and get that job. There are people out there, folks, I'm telling you, they've had no one to tell them or to encourage them as to how they're supposed to go out and find a job. And there are jobs out there. And let me share this with you. I had court all day today. This morning I had my pay review docket, and I had a person in front of me, and I ain't got any money. Well, where do you work? Well, I don't get a job. I can't find a job. Where did you look last week? So I started naming off places that I knew had help wanted signs up. Now, the funny thing about this is there was a guy sitting on the front row, and he called out a business name, and he said, "Judge, he needs to go to this place I'm working because I'm having to work double shifts because we can't get enough people to work." This coordinator will have an inventory of available jobs within the city, working through the Career Center down at Impact and building a relationship with local employers, so he or she can send these people to make application for jobs. Hopefully they're going to get a job. And this can happen once they have a job. Not that I want to put it on them. I want to see what they can do on their own first. But if they have a job, we can garnish their wages to be applied toward the payment of fines and court costs. So this person we're asking for, this coordinator, is going to wear many hats. They're going to evaluate these folks as to what the best job they're suited for. He's going to evaluate as to what their needs are with regard to bettering themselves and being held accountable for their actions. And then, hopefully, we're not going to have as many unpaid fines and court costs, and hopefully, we're going to have more folks gainfully employed, and hopefully, we're going to have more kids that are being properly fed and dealt with at home. We charge no fee. Now you're going to ask the question, well, how are we going to pay this person? There is a fund available to the municipal court. It's part of the court costs that's paid in. It's discretionary with the judge as to how that money is spent for court purposes. I'm proposing to you that out of that fund, I would authorize the payment of the salary of this person until we begin the next fiscal year and look at the progress that's been made, and then come to you and add with a budget request to fund this position. That in a nutshell is how the program is envisioned. How successful it's going to be, I have really no way of knowing. I can tell you this, about 75% of the people, at least, that come before the court right now, they do not have the means to pay the day of court what they owe for fine court costs. If we had a 20 to 25% success rate, that's a success. That's a success in my book. Not that we're not going to try for better than that, but it's better than what we've had in the past. So this is an opportunity to better the city, better our community agencies, our nonprofits, and providing them a workforce, and hopefully build stronger families. Got any questions, I'll entertain.
This is not new around the state. There's other municipalities.
There's other municipalities. We've looked at several across the state. City of Birmingham has one of the oldest and better programs. City of Huntsville has a program that works real well. And I've kept the internet hot looking at what's going on across the nation and other places. So the key is going to be finding the person that is motivated to bring about change and is firm in their convictions and working with these people.
Judge, do you have a job description drafted this fall?
It should be in your packet tonight, and I would like to review. Did I have it? Okay. All right. Mayor, did you see that? Did you?
And Judge, you're asking the council to approve the job description and endorse the program.
And endorse the program, that's correct.
What's the ballpark salary figure, if you have that?
We're probably looking at least what a magistrate, incoming magistrate is paid.
The magistrate, mid-range starting is mid-30s.
This person would be under the supervision of the municipal court judge. And,
I think that what you're proposing is the right way to go. We have some money that can be used and to see how it works before we get in and start paying the salaries. So, I can see where it's a no-brainer to try.
And I might add, people know Mr. Crowder's been looking at it, he and I have been talking to Mr. Kimber, and I've had agencies asking me, when can we get somebody? So, I mean, there's a need out there, you know, it's just a matter of getting it put in place.
I'll list this on next week's, work, council meeting.
No,
Mr. Mayor, can you make sure that?
you'll get job descriptions tomorrow, if not before you leave tonight.
thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Move to delegations. I believe we'll make sure. We'll go ahead myself. There are none. We'll move to reports, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir. I feel like that we as a city and the council needs to, we need some clarification. As you know, Ms. Weaver with the Heritage Center is retiring. You may not know, but her resignation is effective June 1st. And Whitney and I have been researching because we have been asked by Ms. Weaver, some of the board members of the Heritage Center. We've asked between payroll clerks here and Mr. Wheeler, finance director. We've all been asking each other different questions, and me being the new guy, I keep asking a lot of questions. But anyway, we've looked as far back as the 90s, late 90s, for minutes in council meetings to get a clarification about the Heritage Center director position. And as I understand it now, and Aaron or Rick can chime in if I'm wrong, but the city appropriates money each year to the Heritage Center. The city pays the salary and benefits for the director of the Heritage Center, and then we bill the Heritage Center board and are reimbursed each month for those wages. The Heritage Center director is part of the state retirement system. But the Heritage Center also has a part-time person that they pay themselves. So we've got one employee with an entity that's paid by the city, another employee, whether they're full-time or part-time, is paid by their board. I just think we need to get a clarification. You know, we have a library board that, you know, we provide a subsidy or appropriation to the library. They're part of state retirement. You know, they're participating in the city insurance. Goose Pond has its own board. They're part of state retirement insurance. They participate. They have a board. They do their own payroll. And I'm not advocating one way or the other, but I think for the sake of me and you and other people going forward, we just need clarification. Is the Heritage Center director and any of those employees, do they just report to the Heritage Center board, or are they a city employee? That's it in a nutshell.
Okay.
And Mr. Kimber, you're welcome to chime in as well.
I think they're an employee of the Heritage Center Board.
Okay. But we issue a city paycheck right now, so that's where the confusion comes in amongst everybody. So, did I miss anything, Mr. Wheeler? Aaron? I think it's all been done with good intentions, but it's created confusion as they move forward with a new director as well.
I think it's been a situation like lots of situations. When it was originally done, it was just sort of done.
Yeah.
And now the situation, and originally the director was pretty much a volunteer.
And then it became part-time.
Then it became part-time, and it became full-time.
Yes.
It has evolved. and now needs clarification.
Mr. Kimmer, would I be correct in assuming that that is a facet of day-to-day operations of the city that's on the mayor's discretion, unless we don't?
As there's nothing in the minutes, nor is there anything in the ordinance, it would be day-to-day operations up until the time that y'all determined it was not day-to-day operations.
Thank you.
Ms. Butler?
I don't have any.
Mr. Smith?
I don't have any.
The only thing I've got this evening is I hope all the mothers have a good Mother's Day. Remember that the Lions Club is having their annual road drive, and I've seen a couple of people out supporting that. So just be sure that on the weekends the Lions do good work and support their efforts there. With that, we'll close we'll adjourn until next week at this time.